Yes, people, kidda. So today's talk's gonna be some deep concepts in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. I'm gonna make it short, quick, just give you a little bit of a brainstorm, something to think about. Unfortunately, the spiritual talks they don't get big numbers. Today's dunya, you know how it is. You could get a bimbo that says, "Well, happy with okay," and because she's a bit pretty and stuff, she'll do she'll do the numbers. But the deep spiritual content people, even other people that don't get much views, you know what I'm saying? It's just the way of the world. Everyone wants eye candy, right? So let's try and change that. The deep spiritual talks, let's start spreading them to our mates because this is what's going to change our life. The tamashi are going to keep happening. They're going to keep happening. You know what I mean? The eye candy girls or, saying, happy sake, that's going to keep happening. But now we're gonna go deep now. If you ain't gonna read Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj, look, how many of us are gonna pass away and not have read Maharaj? I'll say probably be in the 90s. Yeah, I know that I'm negative, but honestly, about only 10% of the Sikhs might have read Guru Granth Sahib Ji from start to finish before they pass away. Because there's a lot of Punjabis, a lot of Sikhs, and just because they got a bug, it doesn't mean they've read Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. A lot of them ain't got a clue about the theory and the concepts in Sri Guru Granth Sahib Ji Maharaj. So some of the youngsters, because I've got a lot of youngsters tuning in now, which I'm shocked. Yeah, I don't know how that's happened, but this is for you guys. This talk. I was thinking because some of these concepts might be strange to you guys, So basically, this earth is a game of worship. It's a game of we are all disconnected and we need to get connected. Until we don't get connected, we'll be disconnected. So it's like a TV. If it's just off and you've took the plug out, there's blank screen, nothing. When we put the plug in, turn it on, sparks. That's what the game is. The TV needs to turn back on. Right now it's disconnected and it's just dark and what I mean. So that's the aim is Atma, our Atma joining back with Paramatma, the rain into the ocean. You know what I mean? So that union is similar to like a husband and wife. So Maharaj in Guru Granth Sahib talks about as Paramatma, Kal Purkh, being the husband and all of us guys being the soul brides. And when we merge, it's like a union. Two become one. So we've been separated. We've been separated for so many incarnations. So the world, what Maharaj says in Gurbani, the whole world is mental. Yeah, apart from the Brahmgyani, we've gone mental with the delusion of falsehood and this illusion. The Panchjor, lust, greed, anger, attachment, ego, Maya, the illusion, the serpent that keeps us away from God. Yeah, she was created by God. It's just his game. Yeah, there's no devil in our religion. Everything is under God, and God has created his vices, everything just to test us, and to keep us like stuck. Are we gonna go back? Want to go back to the He Guru, the wondrous enlightenment origin state, or do you want to stay in like these filthy, dirty, temporary pleasures? So you can see, like, just imagine God put a VR set, virtual reality set, the earth, he's seeing everything, and then he's just watching this tamasha, this puppet show. Do you know what I mean? As you could say, it's his tamasha. So we are holograms, but we are holograms out, made out of elements. The only real thing in us is the Atma, the soul. Now, what happens to that soul? It depends on what you do in this life. We've got this human life. It's very precious. We could have been any animal, whatever. We've got human life and we're in the house of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, the Satguru. So Maharaj say for this mental illness that the whole world's got, he's made Guru Nanak Dev Ji bring this medicine of Gurbani. Now he's given us two mantras, the Moon Mantra and Guru Mantra. What are mantras? Mantras are spells, charms, powerful things. Guru Nanak Dev Ji disappeared in the river and came back with Charan Amrit, and the Guru Mantar. Yeah? People say, oh, Guru Nanak Dev Ji can't disappear, Guru Arjan Dev Ji can't sit on Tati Tavi, Baba Deep Singh Ji can't fight without a head. People, you don't understand Sikhi then, huh? You don't understand what a Akal Purakh is, what the Guru was. So you need to go back to the drawing board. There's a lot of mumbo jumbo out there, don't get me wrong. But certain concepts in Sikhi, you read the Bani, then you understand what Sikhi is, who the Guru was. So it's Akal Purakh, Guru, Gurbani, then Brahm Gyani. And they all just different forms of the truth of the Jot. Akal Purakh's true anyway. He then sent the Jot, the light, into the Guru. The Guru gave us Gurbani. Then we become Brahm Gyani when we apply the Bani, and we all then it's all the same. Do you know what I mean? It's just different forms, but everyone's enlightened. Um, so this medicine science doesn't know how these mantras work. Do you get me? So they're never gonna know. Then we do karma with our conscious, subconscious. There's two angels, Chitta and Gupt. When we die, Jamdoots come and get us. The play is over. But if you're Brahmgani, Jamdoots ain't gonna come. You've already Jivan Mukti, already liberated while you're alive, and that's the aim. To be, you ain't gonna go to God and get Jivan Mukti once you've passed away. You have to achieve that now. You have to merge now. Or you ain't gonna when you pass away, then you go to Dharamraj. Dharamraj, Chitra and Gupt explain everything to Dharamraj what we've done. Dharamraj will send you to heaven if your toll is good but not good enough to get you haven't made it to Sachkhand. In heaven you go for a bit and then your time's up and then you get reincarnated. In heaven you get to jump a bit on arm, do a bit of things, get taught stuff, yeah. Or if you've been really bad, you go hell for a bit, and then you get back into the reincarnation wheel, or you get into reincarnation wheel, or if you've been quite good, you go straight to another human. God gives you another chance. These are temporary places; it's not life sentences. And obviously, heaven and hell is state of minds too. There's 8.4 million reincarnation incarnations. 4.2 is in the sea, 4.2 is on the earth. So we've been reincarnated so many times. The cycle is very painful. Imagine when a kid's born, they're teething, crying, you know, as soon as they're born, most of them cry, Hannah. And parents know, man, the waking up at night, this and that. And that's the human form. Animals, maggots, sap, snakes, either offspring, the animal kingdom, they all killing each other. It's even more treacherous, you know what I mean? So it's a very painful cycle. So you want, hopefully the spark goes off. I want to get out of this cycle. Enough, I need to go home. I miss my home. When we get homesick when we go on holidays and we go abroad. Gurbani kind of clicks that light bulb in you, and then you get hooked on the Bani, hooked on Naam, do the mantras, change every fiber in your body. It's a vibrational change. That's why it's so important to say Waheguru properly. You can say it fast. I'm not saying say it slow. If you want to say it with a bit of Josh, like Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. In Sangat, everyone's saying it together. Waheguru, 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 Waheguru. But long as the vibration, every akkar is being said, that's how you're going to manifest and cellular change, energy change. You can say anything fast. David, breathe in, breathe out. You feel buzzing because you're doing breathing exercises and you're hyperventilating, So that's actually an exercise in itself to make you feel good and release good hormones. So the soul misses the primal state. That's why a lot of us get upset, barag, but we don't know why. It's the calling, That's why when you feel this duk, then you're looking for the sad sangat, which is people that recite the truth, recite the Naam, People will say, if why does God want us to worship him? That's a bit ego. But when you understand the ik, there's only him. If we was a part of him, it's his game. It's him recycling his own being and just playing like games with himself. So there is no opposite or devil. There was no us. That's just our ego making us think that, Maharaj calls this world like a treacherous ocean, like the storms, most people will drown and like they get drowned by the bunch, get drowned by Maya, attachments, everything, all their life they're just thinking about worldly stuff and never think about returning home, Hana, until it's too late when the Jamdut come, boom, and your soul realizes this was all an illusion. Shit, I got done by the punch jaw, I got done by Maya, and I didn't really think about, merging because you can't merge unpurified. You have to purify your mind, like the cellular vibrational change, frequency change. Maharaj also said this is like a cloud that's passing. It's like a dream. It's not real. It's so short, man. The sand time of the sand's draining every second. There's levels in this game. So there's Sat Jog, Teta Jog, Dwapar, and Win Kal Jog. I don't know if there's going to be any more. We don't know that information yet. I know. But Guru Nanak has just told us there's been three. We're in the fourth one, which is the um, evil, dark times, very dark times. There's hardly anyone that's going to be practicing truth. People are going to hate people that practice truth. People are going to hate your turban, your beard. People are going to hate that you're wearing shastar. People are going to hate that you're speaking the truth. When you speak the truth, you're going to be the one of those most hated people. Look, when Guru Arjan Dev Ji spoke the truth, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji spoke the truth, what happened? People are always going to chat crap about you because they didn't leave the gurus. So when you speak the truth, there's always going to be ops, there's always going to be enemies. It's just the way it goes. So you got to think in Kal Jog, you got to think our mind is corrupted, and Barney is like an antivirus. And this antivirus, the Barney, is going to uncorrupt our data. And then when our data is uncorrupted, and then we can see our true home. So important to do Sad Sangha is people that recite Barney together. Not chill, go bowling. I'm not saying don't do that. Yeah. But Sad Sangha is you can be your family. Long as you're talking about truth or you're doing the Naam. It's mainly when you're doing the Naam, because when you're talking about the truth, your jar might be wrong. Do you know what I mean? But when you're doing the Naam from Gurbani or the Moolmant Guru Mantra, that's straight from Akal Purakh. Turki Bani. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of people are spreading misinformation that it's not Turki Bani. A lot of people are saying there's no such thing as miracles in Sikhi. That's what, like I said, God, Akal Purakh, Guru, Gurbani, Brahm Gyani. It's all similar, just different forms. The Jyots, they're all enlightened. So, preferably Barney should be done in rags, but I get it, rags is hard. If you can't do it in rags, do Sukhmi Sahib together, do Mool Mantar, Guru Mantar, and a cappella together in the Sangat and the Gurdwara. And if you are going to do different instruments and not in rag, have a bit of skill. Don't just shout out or sing and make it like hard for the ears. It's not, this is the divine word. It should be settling, it should be calming. It should not be hurting your ears or putting you off. And we're having a lot of that happening, you know what I mean? And this is not good. So a lot of people say people shouldn't have desires. Some people have desires of women, desires of this, desires of money, want to be rich, desires of big businesses, desires of loads of kids. I have desires as well. My desires, when I read the Bani and I see the experience of the Naad Shabad, the Dasam Dwar opening, the way Guru says please, tranquility, ecstasy, the Bhagats are talking about their experiences. I get kind of jealous that I ain't had them experiences and like I want them experiences, man. I want to be high of the Naam. I want it to be my number one drug. I want to do my Naam. I want to feel these experiences, what the Bhagats and the Gurus are talking about, what they see, how they feel. I have the desires of being Jivan Mukt. I want to be Jivan Mukt. I want to get out of this game. I don't want to come back. It's these desires that are going to make me jump Naam. So I know a lot of people say you shouldn't have desires. Even these desires, what I'm talking about, you shouldn't have them. But for me, it's what keeps me going. It's like an objective. It's like a aim to go towards. I want to hear the Naad Shabad. I'm not gonna stop till I hear it. Do you know what I mean? What's getting in the way of me hearing it? Let me try and stop them things. So take care, people. I hope this helps. Just a bit. There's much more in Gurbani, but I just wanted to make a short talk. I'll be here for hours and hours and hours. We'll do some series soon, but like I said, the Gurbani talks, they don't get enough. I'm gonna do a Bhagat Kabir Ji series starting from tomorrow. You know what I mean? Take care, people. Respect.